right, here we go with another fascinating edition of Weather for Weather Geeks, the Valley's most in-depth weather forecast. We are done with storminess for the time being. A couple of quiet days coming up. In fact, a few quiet days taking us right through the weekend. But it has been a long, cold stretch here. Now, not as extreme as last February, which of course was just a ridiculously cold month. But we've now had officially 9 days in a row of below average temperatures, indicated in the blue boxes here. The month started out very warm. 57, 49, 62 to kick off the month. But certainly it's been chilly lately, and now we were 6-7 degrees above average at the start of the month, and that has been trimmed back to almost exactly average, which we'll probably reach tomorrow, since tomorrow is going to be another chilly day. We might even have a temperature anomaly for the month that goes below average by the time tomorrow is said and done. We've got a cold night coming up tonight and a chilly day tomorrow, and then a big warm-up coming for Friday and heading into the weekend. All right, 12-hour radar loop, a few flurries this morning. More substantial snow showers rolled through this afternoon, giving us fresh coatings on car tops and some parking lots and sidewalks and that sort of thing. But most of the roads, I suspect, were just fine, even though it came down at a pretty good clip in some of those heftier snow showers. Those are now gone, and the sky will clear later on tonight. It's going to take a little while, but the sky will clear, leading to the cold temperatures. Here's the clearing right now, working south and east. Once the sky clears tonight, temperatures are going to start dropping very, very quickly. We've got fresh snow on the ground. As high pressure builds in, the wind will totally go calm. Perfect night for radiational cooling. This evening, temperatures already cooling back into the lower 20s, even upper teens in spots. But as we roll through the night, check out what the high-resolution model here is showing for temperatures at 5 a.m. Shows even below zero in a couple of spots. Now, I think that's probably too aggressive with the cold, but still, I think a lot of us are going to wake up tomorrow morning somewhere between 2 and 6 or 7 degrees. Very cold temperatures, but at least there will not be any wind out there in the morning. That's because high pressure is going to build almost right overhead tonight, keeping us quiet and calm. And boy, tomorrow, bright sunshine. We've got a lot of snow on the ground, and what they call the albedo factor will be very high, very reflective, that snowpack. So take the shades tomorrow. You're going to need them. All right, now Friday is going to be kind of a remarkable day, just a rapid turnaround as a warm front lifts off to the north. We're going to get into this deep southwesterly flow. Temperatures will be off to the races. It's going to be very windy. Notice the isobars are really packed through here. Up at 5,000 feet, 4,000, 5,000 feet above our heads, winds will be gusting as high as 90 to 100 miles per hour on Friday. That's not that far above our heads. So some of that energy can get mixed down to the surface. And I suspect we're going to see some high wind warnings kind of in this zone through here on Friday. Probably not where we are, although a wind advisory, a possibility. This front, no consequence with it whatsoever. In fact, it's a sorry excuse for a cold front because temperatures on Saturday will actually be a little warmer than Friday. So, quick look at our Futurecast model here for wind gusts. It'll already be turning pretty blustery Friday morning. Friday afternoon, we make it into the upper 40s, but look at the wind gusts. Western Ohio, 50, 55 miles an hour possibility. I think our top gusts could be 40 to 45 during Friday afternoon and early Friday evening. It's going to stay pretty windy all the way through the overnight hours Friday night. All right, up at the jet stream level, the flow is just sort of evening out here. The cold weather recently, the result of a pretty deep trough over the east, but by the end of this week, we're in kind of a zonal flow almost, kind of a west to east kind of a flow. Sure, you have some ridges and troughs embedded in there, but generally kind of a zonal flow. But then everything is going to get amplified again as we go into next week after a balmy weekend. We've got a trough setting up over Hudson Bay down into the Great Lakes, and this is a pretty good-looking setup for a pretty big storm along the East Coast. You got a deepening trough here, jet streak up here over New England and into Atlantic Canada. And while we don't know exactly where this storm is going to be, there's going to be a pretty big storm somewhere in the Mid-Atlantic states, parts of the Southeast. This is the European ensemble a week from now, so the 24th happens to be my birthday. All the little L's here are where the model is, the ensemble members, there's 52 of them, are placing the center of the low. So as you can see, there's a pretty big spread, as you would expect a week ahead of time. Pretty big spread here. But most of the members are kind of clustered down in through here, just off the coast of North Carolina. That's where the majority of them are. So that's kind of our first guess as to where the storm will be placed in a week on Wednesday. Here's a look at the the control run, they call it, of the European ensemble. This is kind of the the father run of the ensemble. There's 52 members of the family, but this is kind of the head of the family. And it shows a snow lover's dream from the southern Appalachians right through eastern Ohio and into western PA. So that's kind of the extreme scenario, I think. The ensemble mean, when you average together how much snowfall all 52 members of the European ensemble is showing, is of course quite a bit less dramatic. Some members aren't showing much of anything, some have a big snow. This is the average of all 52, suggesting that we could be in for some snow middle of next week from that East Coast storm. Someone's going to get a lot of snow out of this. We don't know where, though. I'm just showing you model data here. These models could be totally off base. The reason we use ensembles a week ahead of time is to account for the inevitable errors that are going to occur in the modeling. And when you show the mean like this, it sort of irons out some of those errors a little bit and gives you kind of a more plausible scenario than just looking at one run of one model. That's not a good way to make a forecast a week out. The ensembles are the way to go to kind of give people a heads up as to what might be coming our way. So we're going to be keeping a close eye on this middle of next week. Potential is there for some impacts, but it is no guarantee by any stretch of the imagination. So stay tuned. We'll, of course, be bringing you updates on this situation over the next 7 days. All right, I think February is going to end and March is going to start out chilly. Not super cold. Not a big cold Arctic outbreak, but chilly. When you consider at the end of February our average highs are getting into the upper 30s, the modeling is pretty consistent in showing the end of the month and the start of March being consistently below average by some degree, probably not a great degree. The rest of March will probably feature some more tolerable weather, certainly some milder weather at times, and March may even out and may even end up being a little above average temperature-wise for the month. But it's going to start out on a chilly note. All right, thanks for watching the Wednesday night weather for Weather Geeks. More geeky action coming your way Thursday, and be sure and check out my forecast tonight on 21 News at 11. If you don't have the 21 Storm Tracker app yet, be sure and pick that up. You're going to love it. Human-powered forecasts. No models, no hype, all the good stuff, all the videos like this one are on there as well. All right, have a great night.